This one, okie dokie. Hurricane storm on the shoreline. Ironworks made to outstretch the waterproofing. Rooftop shift. Oh shit, start again. Sorry, please let me start again. Hurricane storm on the shoreline. Ironworks made to outstretch to waterproofing. Rooftop spindrift. A blizzard latitude in the ocean. Coastal highway crossing the river bridge. Flamingos on the horizon flying out of the sun. Unshakable roof sheds broken windows halfway to the doorway. Hinges switching into matchwood where the moon rose over the sun's eclipse. Apocalypse. Naked in the darkness. Feeling for the switchblade. Crack open the unclogged pipeline from the crawl space. A mystery in the fission of nuclear winter dredging up from the sump. On the Massif, it's safe for traffic. In the hurricane, lamp light swimming in the fog, spreading over the green darkness to the horizon line. A drive through burning rain to the flames travelling as rooms open for searching real estate magnates. Astrologers' calculus failed to forecast tsunami. Glistening TV screens, ionosphere windows open to time travellers, traumatized in the light of the sun. Imitation human beings wandering around in candlelight, slipping through the side door, accompanied by a stranger. Intergalactic travellers from beyond the planisphere, watching and waiting for the sun, moon, and stars ecliptic. After Roswell, doubtful of their reception, eons in the meltdown, spinning in the cauldron of Alpha Centauri. There's nothing especially organically different. These entities are carbon-based creatures, a human genome research project in space-time, naturally.
And then I'm going to read this for Robert. It's Robert in a fun mood, actually. It's called Silent Movie, Silver Screen. Ecstatically bright, Blair Witch tangles of stars, a social pipe, and the laughing cars as the guys gun their engines, pearlizing the night with ondines, in their headlights courtesy of 20th Century Fox, rubies in the reflux on the highway through the hallucinatory cops, dogging, Walpurgisnacht, or The Exorcist, execration of the fetus from a jar of boiling homunculus, under a looking up the other end microscope, stardust, Paracelsus bubbles, philosopher handle the chamber pot, be contented as much akin to a Helion, its hot creation. Beats fooling around in your bedroom with a test tube, such a paragon, quoth my forefathers, possession, Dybbuk, the story of a lost hypothesis, ghost to a humankind man, Boris Karloff's werewolf. Feeling my way to the Jakes for the Korzybinski Rose, Stanislavski shaky as a palsied chaplain, running the celluloid through my fingers. Try that again, this time with feeling. Tallulah, a regular fatty Arbuckle with electric shock machine up his sleeve, breeches down, always clowning. Who knows, true or false? Eyeballs spring out, a mirror on the ceiling. Father nodded his head, working the graveyard, an iridescing particle made up of moonbeams, a regular heraldic bankhead in a stranger's room. Lollapalooza, I beg your pardon. Daddy, this is big time money. Spider print the film. The biz on his groin again, a kidney, in like Flynn, turned to his audience and in silence proclaimed his innocence. Histrionic, he could never bear to hear of the affair again. In the rushes, silver screen Charlie made it just by his bootstraps. He eats his dreams of food, a raucous comedy on the gravy train, homeward bound, certified.
Utterly.
That's that one.
Thank you very much. Susie?
And that was that one. And I'm just going to, I've got my poems on this machine and I've had to put everything on this time. So I'm going to read it's a very short story. It's my Gothic days, actually. Okay, it's called Vampire, My Love. I'm cool in red velvet. You always tell me so. We merge with the sunset, you and I. Me in my long trailing dress edged in gold, and you in all your finery, your black suit and scarlet waistcoat as you rush away. Yet the hour I spend with you is endless. I can sacrifice the rest. Let me see the river through the iron grille as I stare across the fields of glass. Such desolate days. I wait with only crows for company. They're known as undertakers, and I respect that. In fact, I welcome them. Have they a premonition of my death? I hope so. I'm spared the information, being 1,000 sunsets from a clairvoyant. Yes, I smile, smoothing out my dress and catching it between my thighs, which are long and firm. A moon face stares at me through the glass. My neck, as white as the first drift of snow, is tied around with a black ribbon. On it, I wear the cameo that my mother gave me on her deathbed, along with a small ivory crucifix. I heard the tale of how my father shot the bull elephant with a smoking gun while it thundered along on heat. It lies in my jewel casket for my last rites. One must always put on a special show for the priest, swinging incense and trying to protect me from the monsters out there. I say my prayers. A butterfly has changed to black, ready for the funeral meets. Dearest love, I forgive you for keeping me here, but the days are certainly long and dreary. I have no company and nothing to read. I try to extend my sleeping hours, but my fantasies are dark and grim. I persecute myself until I'm dead. I watch the slow hands on the marble clock. At 6, I make up my face. My eyes heavy with lust, I dust my lids with silver. I spend time on my lips, a stark outline filled in red. As I rub them together, I can see why you want me. My scarlet fruit, you used to say, as you examine me on your nightly visits. I will change my dress to black. The crows are back and make me feel that way. I decide to cover my dark hair with white lace. I hope that you will like the changes. I try to call you in my mind to ask permission. Come early tonight, my love, or you may find me in my shroud. I can see your eyes rapacious as the crows, staring at me, staring. When you come, the desire will go. I won't want you. You're no longer gentle with me. Last night you tore out a clump of my hair as you twisted my neck to get closer to me. Such exquisite pain. I feel it now as my blood shivers. What will you think of me when you read this? I dream of escaping to my other life, but I know there's no hope. Your one and only love, Tanya. Once I'd finished the letter, I tore it into tiny pieces and threw it out of the grill. This is my custom. Every day I write to you and every day I destroy the letter. It pacifies me as it flies away, like doves, despite my worst passion being scrawled there on the paper that you allowed me. I blow you a kiss on the wind. I know that you're watching me and that you piece it together to examine my thoughts.